Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first webinar series of 2021, Creating an Effective Capability Statement. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Tanisha Nungary, and I am the President and CEO of the African American Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida. Today, you are in for a treat. We have with us Ms. Donna Gilmore, who is the Diversity and Minority Business Development Manager for Orlando Health. She is responsible for managing all aspects of diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as providing access, growth, and development to almost 1,200 diverse suppliers and small businesses through their Supplier Diversity program. The program supports the introduction of diverse vendors to Orlando Health supply chain and group purchasing organization with the goal of increasing diverse supplier participation in Orlando Health's projects. With 14 years of extensive diversity experience, she also manages all the diversity training for Orlando Health's 23,000 employees. As a strong advocate for diversity, mentorship, and community involvement, Donna has received many awards for her work in diversity and is thankful to have the platform at Orlando Health to enhance and impact diversity in the workplace, workforce, and marketplace. Donna, thank you so much for joining us to tell our attendees about how to write and create an effective capability statement. As we prepare for the activities that the Chamber has this year, including our business conference in August, we want to make sure that our members are prepared and that they have their capability statements ready. So Donna, welcome, and we appreciate your time. We look forward to hearing all about your presentation and writing and creating an effective capability statement. Turn it over to you, Donna.
Well, thank you, Tanisha, for that warm introduction. I'm happy to be here with you today to share some nuggets of information with our audience. Appreciate the Chamber for inviting me here today, and thank you to your team, Naja and Bibi, for helping get this set up today. So, to our audience, thank you for your time and attention today. We're going to go fast on a couple of slides, and we're going to slow down on some slides so I can make sure that you understand clearly and have a time to absorb some of the information that I'm going to share with you today. Hopefully everyone knows about Orlando Health. We're located here centrally in Central Florida. We have 9 hospitals, and we just took on 2 new hospitals, a hospital in St. Cloud and the Bayfront Hospital that's close to Tampa. So we are growing, and we're a not-for-profit organization. And I work downtown, close to downtown, near our Orlando Health Regional Medical Center. So I manage their Supplier Diversity program, as Tanisha shared with you today. So we're going to get right into our presentation. So we're going to go to our next slide. These are some of the classification of some of the companies' certifications that we work with. So we work with small business enterprises, the women-owned businesses, the minority-owned, the veteran-owned, the LGBT community, and other diverse classifications. So if you have a certification, you will fall into one of these categories. We have spent over $578 million with minority businesses since our program has started, and it started in 2015. In 2020, we spent $169 million with diverse businesses, and we're very proud of that. We've had significant growth since this program has started, and from my experience and background, I would say that this is a very new program, a program that's less than 7 years, it's still new because you're still growing. But we've made some significant strides. We've received some awards, but we do not rest on our laurels because we have a lot of growth to do. That spend in 2020, it almost doubled, where it did double. It was 57% from our 2019 spend. Our next slide, please. Now, this is a roadmap of our program. And don't worry about the slides because the chamber has the slides and they can share all these with you. So you don't have to take so many notes on this, but it's just to show you that we start with registration of our suppliers. And this is the roadmap of how you do business with Orlando Health. Start at registration, then our department reviews your information that you send, and then we offer mentoring with you through Supplier Tuesdays. I dedicate my Tuesdays to talking with suppliers. I have 15 to 30-minute appointments with a lot of suppliers that fill up my calendar, and we go over the capability statement and I share how to do business with Orlando Health. We also offer certification scholarships with helping you get certified if that's something that you're interested in doing. And then we do introductions to our supply team. We connect with you out and about in the community at different business events, and then we report our activity internally. So I highlighted the mentoring and introduction because this is the area that we're going to focus on today with how to write that capability statement. So on our next slide here, if you have not been active and attending symposiums and webinars, and of course these photos were taken before COVID, but this is still a busy year for all of us. All of these virtual events and all of the online training that you can do, you have to be active. You have to stay active. Expos, this is also where we meet you, and we meet you at Matchmakers. We support other matchmakers, and we also host our own matchmakers. So hopefully you attend these events in person or virtually. Next slide, please. This is our community outreach in 2020. We attended 22 events, and most of this was done before March. When we say our fiscal year starts in the October of the previous year. So from October 2019 to September 2020, these were the events, and these are the organizations that we support that are just like the African American Chamber, the Asian Chamber, etc. Next slide, please. This is a success story that I wanted to share with you of King Service Solutions. With Orlando Health, they started with 5 locations. In over a year, they are now serving 27 locations. They have created over 100 jobs, and they employ more than 500 people. So we're very proud of King Service Solutions. And I wanted to share this with you to let you know that you just have to take the first step. You have to believe in your products and services. You have to believe that you can do it, that you have all that you need to be successful. If you're putting your best foot forward every day, success like this can happen to your company as well. Over the 15 years that I've been in Supplier Diversity, I have seen a lot. I have witnessed companies grow from very minimal spend, like a small contract of like $200,000. You look up 4 years later, they're at like $10 million contracts. It's possible. It's possible. Next slide, please. So here we're going to get into the capability statement. So these are our learning objectives today. You're going to understand the importance of it, identify the key components of it, how you can create that statement for yourself, something you can be proud of, and that can effectively sell your company. I have been looking at these capability statements for about 15, 16 years now. And I can tell immediately where the room for improvement is and if the company is on point with what they're sharing. So that's what I hope to be sharing with you today. And on our next slide, just what is it? It's a one-page document. Sometimes it bleeds into 2 pages. But if you can, keep it to 1 page. It's going to show your prospective clients, companies that you want to do business with, your capabilities that you provide, whether it's in terms of goods and services or both. It also shows your differentiators of what makes you special and better than any of your other competitors. Formerly, we've called this capability statement a line card, fact sheets, brochures, or website page. This is your ticket into the park. Next slide, please. So we're going to pause here for a moment. When you're writing this capability statement, you're going to list very simply, and I'm going to show you some examples of some good ones and some bad ones. You want to share what your core competencies are. You don't want that to be, I've seen some long, oh, we do this, we do that, we do this, we do that. Well, what is your core? You may be good at a lot of those things, but remember, you're doing business with a human being first. You have to convince the person that you're presenting this to, that you can do all these things. So you want to keep it concise and to the point. So you have your core competencies, your past performance, like your clients or people who you have done projects with, companies, you're welcome to use their logos on your capability statement, the things that make you unique, that make you stand out, and the things that you're just good at. You want to include your corporate data, your contact information, your location, your NICS code, certifications, if you have those, and your website. In layman terms, here are the ABCs of this capability statement. So both these top pieces are saying the same thing. So if you're confused about that, just keep it real simple with the ABCs. About us, tell us who you are. Without you saying a word, it should be on that capability statement. Tell me how to find you, your contact information, your website, your name, or the company name if you don't want to put your name. Tell me the best part about your company. The best part, that you're confident that you can perform or provide. And then don't forget all your C's. Your clients, your customers. If you have a certification, your capabilities, your core offerings, your codes, that's what goes on this capability statement. Just like that ticket shows you. If you can see this ticket when you go into a concert or wherever you're going, on that ticket tells you everything you need to know. You're on the upper level, the middle level, the balcony, what your seat number is, the row number, what time it starts, the date. You have everything you need right there. And that's what that capability statement should be. It's your introduction of your company where you don't have to say a word. You hand to somebody, this is who we are. And be sure to put it in a PDF so no changes can be made to it by anyone but yourself. So our next slide, please. So these are some extra tips about that capability statement. When you're talking with someone and you're introducing your company, be sure that you're speaking in a language that they understand. So if you're really high tech, all these IT terms and things that I've never heard of, and you see me looking like, what is it that you offer? If you can't sell the person that you're introducing your company to, especially the supplier diversity professionals, because we're your liaison to help you do business with our company. You want to make sure that you're speaking in a language that I understand. So it's okay to ask me if I understand or if I've heard of the things that you're saying. It's okay. Never use all capitalizations on your capability statement. Just use proper English. You know, if you have to capitalize the months, anything pertinent, the name of a book, need quotes on it, just proper English. And it's okay to share this with someone in your organization or someone that you network with that could just give it a glance over and help you get it to perfection. When you use capitalization, it's as if you're shouting, and that's not what you're doing. You don't want to portray that. Only include what you're doing now, not something that's coming up. Show the projects that you have completed or the customers that you're actually doing business with. 2 testimonies, if you have testimonials in written, like a little quote or something that if somebody is promoting your business or giving accolades to you for what you have done for them, use 2 because that's better than 1. If it's just 1, it's as if that one company is endorsing you. You got to get their permission to put it on there, but use 2. It's better than 1. If you're working towards a certification and you haven't received it yet, you can still put it on there. You would just say that it's your pending certification. So you would put the logo of the organization that's certifying you. You would put that on there, but you would say pending next to it. That means you're working on it. And some certifications take a whole year. Sometimes you're asked about, when you have an appointment, you're asked about your competitors. You don't have to list your competitors on there, but you need to know who they are because that's going to help you verbally when you're talking with someone and they ask you, who are your competitors? That means that you know the market and you know who's out there. That's what that question means. Make it visually interesting. Put some color to it. When a person first sees the capability statement, they should be like, oh, wow. That's the wow factor. We're visual. We're reading. Stick to the facts only. Always place the name of your company name at the top. That's the first thing you want me to see. And you don't want the person that you're speaking to forget the name of your company. That should be right at the top. I see a lot of capability statements that have that at the bottom. Why is that? That's the most important thing. When I walk away, you want me to be saying that your company's name. And put your legal business name. Be sure to spell out all abbreviations and don't assume that the person reading it knows what all those abbreviations are. So spell those out. So I hope you like those tips. So we're going to look on the next slide at a few capability statements. So, for example, you probably can't read that, and that's okay, but you should be able to see the things in red. Now notice they have that beautiful picture at the top, and that's okay. But I'm thinking that the name of the company is Performance in Motion, which is not a bad name. But the name of the company is Empire Freight, and it's down on the left, and that should be at the top. I could get the company name mixed up. And notice they have their capabilities listed, their differentiators, awards and accomplishments, and their contact information. This is nicely done, other than the fact that the company name is at the bottom. So if I was talking with them, I would tell them to reverse those things. Put the company name at the top and put their performance in motion at the bottom. Our next example is on the next slide. Don't worry about this. I know you can't see, but you'll be able to see the colors really good. Now notice this has moved to 2 pages. So if you're talking with a supplier diversity professional or a business development person at the company that you're trying to do business with, or someone in supply chain, oh, when I first see this, I'm overwhelmed. My eyes start hurting. It's too much information. This has to be down to 1 page. It's too many paragraphs for me to read. The information on the right, where you have the logos with the colors, and then the general information, that part is really important. I think it's more important than this, the left side of that page, if you follow me. It's just overall too much information. So it gets lost. The person is like, nobody has time to read this. In corporate America, we're very busy, and you don't want to lose the person. This is your first introduction of your company. You want it crisp and simple where the average person can understand it. So our next slide, please. It's an example that's not so good. See all this writing? No one's going to read all that. That's too much. Show me the next slide, please. Now this is better. Bullet points. This is how we speak in corporate America. Oh, they provide application development and web development. I don't need that whole sentence. I need bullet points to simplify it. And then you have here their certifications. You can clearly see what they have worked on and their designations. So I like that part. So the example before this one was too much. This one is a little more simplified. So our next slide, please. So from a corporate perspective, from my desk, from my workload and understanding what it is that you're presenting to me, I seek to understand if you're a good fit. And we don't create the need for business. To operate our company, we already have all these things in the place, and most likely we have someone that's offering what you're offering us. But it's important from our deck for us to be resourceful. We have to know who's out there. So that's why we have a supplier diversity program, to let you know that our doors are open, that we're interested in learning you and what your products and services are. That's why you need that capability statement. So we seek to see if you're a good fit, if it's a product or service or something that we can use. It demonstrates your distinctive competencies, the things that you offer us, or that you can offer us. The capability statement provides essential key information. I don't know how many capability statements I have seen that they did not even have their website on it. They did not have the phone number on it. They forgot these things. Well, these are critical things. So when you're compiling it, think about if you're not able to speak, would that statement be able to say what you wanted to say? It also shortens the introduction of your company electronically inside the company, which helps me reach the buyers. So I am your liaison to get to the buyers. And they only want to see 1 page. And it needs to have your core things on it. Because once I give it to them, That's all they have. And you want to make sure you have your contact information on it. And you know they want to go to your website. That's where they'll begin to do a more deeper dive. Your capability statement is your front face. Then they go deeper and learning more about you as time passes when they're getting ready to do business with you. Sometimes a capability statement is a requirement depending on who you're trying to reach, who you're trying to work with. Sometimes the government requires it. Sometimes corporations do. And sometimes it's a requirement to be certified as a MBE, WBE, a minority business, a woman-owned business, a veteran-owned business. Sometimes it's a requirement. So that's a question you want to ask. Is it a requirement to be certified? They'll tell you yes or no. The capability statement also shows that you're prepared to do business. I encounter a lot of companies that are just not ready. If you're not ready with the fundamentals of introducing your business, how in the world can I be convinced that you're ready to sign that contract to do business with us? My reputation would be on the line if I brought you in and you're not ready yet. So you won't move to the next level unless you can show that you're ready and that you're prepared. You want your ticket because you want to get in the ballpark. This capability statement will help you do that. And our next slide, please. So now that you've got that capability statement together, so now what? What do you do with it? Well, you promote it. Have as many copies as you can get. Always have it in your car. When things are back to normal, as our new normal comes about, you want to make sure you keep that with you. You want to update it frequently as things, as you continue to grow or something else you want to add to it, just keep it updated. Use it to support your introductory calls for when you're speaking with corporations and you want to work with a business or work with someone else. Your calling card is who you are. It answers a lot of questions. It cuts down on the questions if you just put it all there. You want to ask for the opportunity. Now you have the capability statement, so now you want to ask for the opportunity to discuss your services, and you want to learn how to do business with the company. When companies they go on your website and they register as a vendor, and then you have that one-on-one conversation with them, I am perplexed when they talk more than me. But I listen to them. When you have 15 minutes with someone that could not only change your life, but impact your business, you want to know when to speak and when not to speak. And I would use my 15 minutes asking questions to the person on how to do business with them, because they're going to tell you exactly if you let them. But if you're out talking and you're so proud and you did this and you did that and you got all this stuff you want to share, hey, your 15 minutes are up. And you didn't leave smarter. Every introductory call, you should be asking as much as you can. And when you hang that phone up, you want to know more than you did when you started. Because believe me, that person knows exactly everything that you need to get that contract. They know it. You want to figure out a way to get it and understand it. When you do that, that's when you can split that ticket in half, because now you got something that you're going to get. You want to do the things that you're supposed to do, your due diligence, register on the website, have that capability statement ready. That's your ticket in. You want to learn and grow because you want to come back to that company. You're wasting your time if you don't really want to do business with them. You want to come back and you want to be able to provide a quality product and service so that your company can grow. You should be attending all webinars and all industry events in your industry where your services come from. You want to learn the who's who and the what's what. You want to be knowledgeable about what it takes to move your company to the next level. You want to read industry magazines. Like, for example, I put 2 here, the Institute for Supply Management. You'll find all kinds of opportunities in there. They also have a huge membership all across the world. You find out who some of those companies are. They're interested in impacting their supply chain. And also, Diversity Best Practices is a wonderful organization, great website, lots of information there for you. If you're unfamiliar with it, you need to check into both of those. So on our next slide, our takeaways today. Understand that capability statement, it's important. It's marketing and promoting your business. It informs everyone who you are, what you're selling, what you're providing, what you can do, your core competencies that you bring to the table. It includes specific information about yourself, about your company, your qualifications, your credentials, your differentiators, your products and services, your corporate data. You do all this because you want a contract, no matter how small that contract is. Because no way will we give you a $10 million contract and we just met you. That's just odd. That's like winning the lottery. We're not going to do that. But we can give you a $10,000 contract, see how you do on that. We like how you perform the services or the product that you provided us. You were on time. You did what you said you were going to do. Next thing you know, here come a 30,000. Now you're at 100,000. Now you're at 200,000. So let me say this while I'm here. I've met a lot of companies, owners of companies, where they're at $1 million or $2 million in sales. Hey, they're comfortable, riding good, everything's working good. They have staff, they're moving and shaking and networking in the business community, but they're stagnant. Sometimes in our mind, we're not ready to move to the next level. And you have to condition yourself and not be complacent as an entrepreneur and think that, oh, you've made it. Well, you can do much, much more than that. But it's a mental state of understanding. And people can see it. Corporations, we can see it. Oh, no, we're not sure they can handle a $10 million contract. They're struggling with the 2 million. We're not ready to give that to them yet. Those are the type of conversations that are happening in corporate America. So you want to continuously grow. You want to show that you're growing, show that you're willing to grow. You have to expand your locations. So say, for example, you have a call center and you have 3 people in there working on the call center and it's working good. You've been rolling like that for 3 years. You need to let me know that you've found some additional space and you're willing to expand that to 60 personnel who can run the call center and continue. That's how you grow. That's how you do it. but everything doesn't come to you in the beginning. This is a critical part of understanding how you articulate, how you display, how you share what it is that you do. If you can't get this part right, to me, then I know your PowerPoint presentation is not right. This is first, capability statements first, then you work on that PowerPoint presentation. And a PowerPoint presentation is not necessary in the beginning and the introductory stage. It's too much to read. Unless I ask you to do that, or the corporation asks you to provide a PowerPoint. So just don't send it. Send it and follow direction and send this first. When we're ready to do business with you, when we're ready to talk with you, I'm ready to do a lunch and learn with you. I want to introduce you to some key people in my organization. That's when you can share that PowerPoint. And you need to send that PowerPoint in advance to allow the person, that liaison that you're working with, so they can give you some tips on that. So that's another session. But this is what we're here today for, an understanding. We have our ticket. The ticket just gets you in the ballpark. It's things you do in order to get up to bat. This gets you in the ballpark. So I want to thank you on the next slide. I want to thank you for your time and attention today. Thanks to the Chamber and Tanisha, Naja, and BB for helping this presentation, helping invite me here, giving me the opportunity to present to you today. Here is our email address if you want to email. If you're interested in talking with me more, you can send this information to supplierrequest@orlandohealth.com, and be sure to put in the subject the chamber. You can say African Chamber, cut it short, AACC, however you want to do that, but that lets me know that you were here at this session today and that you're interested in talking a little further. And then this is our website. If you would like to be a vendor, and you would fill out your information here at orlandohealth.com/for-vendors. And that's all I have today. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Donna. I wish I could give you a ovation. That was a really insightful and great presentation. And as Donna said, don't worry, you don't have to take pictures of all the slides. If you are interested in getting those presentation slides, we will email that out to all of you who are in attendance today. At this time, we will go ahead and take any questions for Donna. Donna, I hope you're still there. From the chat box.
Oh, yes, I'm still here.
Okay, good. Okay, so Donna, what are the recommended organizations or agencies, entities for people to go about getting their certifications? We know about the Florida State Minority Supplier Diversity Council. There's also the Department of Management Services Office of Supplier Diversity Division. Someone wanted to know what entity to go through, what's the best one, the most
Sure.
one?
Well, you mentioned the first one is Florida State Minority Supplier Development Council. That's our regional council that does certifications. They do certifications for MBEs, minority business enterprises, 51% owned and operated by a minority. And the woman-owned business one is a WeBank. The WeBank is the National Women Business Enterprise National Council. Our local one here is Women Business Enterprise Council. And I believe I had those on one of the slides in the very beginning. It's on the slides, but I can send you the links to those that help you.
Great. Okay.
I'm gonna make a note here to send those to the chamber about this, and they can send it out to you all.
Thank you. We would definitely appreciate that.
Sure. And the veterans also certify as well. And I'll send you the veterans one as well.
Okay, awesome. So there was a slide someone's asking, one of the slides mentioned the certification scholarship that you all offer. Is that a reimbursement type of program, or do you help them through the whole process and pay as the certifications and the payments come up?
We pay for the certification. It's free to you. That's just another way that Orlando Health is able to help you grow your business. So we add those in with our sponsorships with the chambers. So I am not exactly sure if that's added in our sponsorship with the African American Chamber, but I would check with Tanisha and see what we have in that and what are the requirements for participating in that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure.
And you did have your information in one of the slides. Is someone welcome to just contact you to go over their capability statement? How would that process work?
Okay, they could email me because I know this audience is, I know the size of the audience here today, so I don't mind giving you my information. But my email is my name with a period, donna.gilmer@orlandohealth.com.
Thank you,
And
Donna.
please add in that subject line, AACC, so I know that you're someone that I spoke with today and that we were engaging and learning about the capability statement, so I know what to do next.
And Donna, I have a question for you. You know,
Sure.
I haven't heard too much about supplier diversity until I was working with the chamber. So tell me, I know you said you've been doing this for 15 years. Do you think that other companies are just coming into in the last 10 years supplier diversity? How important has it been for corporations and organizations to really engage diverse businesses in their contracting?
Yes. So from my experience, I'm from Michigan, and I've worked with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan in supplier diversity. I was there 6 years, and then I worked with General Motors for 6 years, and then I relocated here. So I can definitely tell the difference in the states with the amount and support of supplier diversity programs. We have so many more programs in the North than in the South. So I can size up this space from the other committees and councils that I sit on with other supplier diversity professionals. It's like less than 10 of us in this area. That's not a lot. So all to say, over the last 10 years, Florida is growing in the supplier diversity space and understanding the importance of it. If a company wants to keep the playing field level, keep it fair and just, and give opportunities to the underprivileged, the underserved areas in the minority classifications. Now, when we say minority, that means different things depending on the sentence that you use it in. But if a company is wanting to level that playing field in the minority space, then they would have a supplier diversity program. So just to sum up in layman terms that we talked about today, I don't want to talk over your head. I want to talk to you and answer your question. When we think about supplier diversity, it's a process that a company has in place and helping those minority classifications understand how to do business with that company. And there are best practices that a company has to put in place. It's not new. General Motors actually started supplier diversity in 1968. They were the first company to put it in place. Other companies, some are new, they're just kind of jumping on board. And they're seeing the benefits of working with minority businesses and the innovation that they bring to the market. So they're catching up. The South is catching up, and that's a good thing. So as you all may notice, there are a lot of positions out there for diversity, equity, and inclusion because of the social unrest that we've experienced this year. A lot of companies are putting that in place, but just because that position is available does not mean that company is ready to do the work that it involves. So people have to be very cautious about that. But at least the company is opening their doors to start having the conversation about it. But if you're in an area that doesn't have a supplier diversity program, or you know a company that doesn't, send them a letter and tell them that they should. Let them know that you're watching them, that you're waiting, for them to put their process in place.
That's good. That was a little history lesson too for us, Donna. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Well, Bibi, I'll welcome a phone call from you. I look at you and talk to you like you're my niece, because I share with them and tell them how supplier diversity came about. And if you were studying in school, if you majored in supply chain management, that could lead you into a role in supplier diversity, because you would have all those negotiation skills, all the buying skills that you need. So I welcome a call from you, sure.
Well, be careful what you promise, because I'm definitely just listening to taking my notes. So I'll be calling you soon, Donna.
Sure. Well, I'm at the stage in my career where I'm giving back. I actually retired when I moved here to Florida, and then I saw this wonderful position at Orlando Health. That's just an opportunity for me to put a few more years in and give back. So I'm pouring it all out to you.
Awesome. We appreciate it, and we thank you for being here with us. That was an insightful presentation, and we are so thankful to have Orlando Health as a trustee of our chamber. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Before I conclude this morning's webinar, I would like to do a little chamber check-in and let you all know what we have coming up. Before I do that, I just would like for you all to get connected. If you are not a member with us here at the African American Chamber of Commerce, please visit our website at blackcommerce.org and join. You are always welcome to email me as well at bbangura, that's B-A-N-G-U-R-A, at blackcommerce.org. Here's the slide with all of our information and ways that you can get in contact with us, ask any questions that you may have, get any information, as well as to join our chamber. Some of the member benefits that we have are social media promotion, exclusive events and trainings, access to leads groups in our ambassador program, newsletter promotion, and we also offer grand openings. And at this time, we've been having some grant opportunities. So if you are a member of our chamber, you have the opportunity to apply for some grants when we do offer that feature. Next slide, please. Please join me every first Tuesday of the month from 10 to 11 a.m. The next one is February 2nd for our new member orientation. And do not be scared away by the title. It's basically for anyone who's new or existing. If you want to get a refresher on your membership, I'm here the first Tuesday every month from 10 to 11 a.m. going through the benefits of being a part of our chamber, how to use your chamber member information center, and answer any questions in a more intimate setting then you'll have that opportunity to speak with me at that time. Next slide, please. We have partnered with our trustee, Florida Technical College, to offer a full scholarship, and you can find out more about that at our website at www.blackcommerce.org. The deadline is January 31st. All of the criteria and information can be found on the website. We are so thankful for Florida Technical College partnering with us to offer that scholarship. So please, please, please spread the word. It's on our socials. Like, comment, and share on that and get the word out for us. Thank you. Next slide. Tune in February 16th with our president, Tanisha Gary, Coffee and Conversation with the President. She will be having coffee and conversation with the President of University of Central Florida. If you're an alumni, definitely please join us. Dr. Cartwright will be a wealth of information, so please come and join us 9 a.m. February 16th for that. And make sure that you connect with us on all of our social medias. We have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you will also be able to find all of our webinars that we do on our YouTube after they have aired. So thank you so much for coming and getting this information from Donna. She was amazing. And we look forward to having you on February 16th with Coffee and Conversation with our president. Have a great day.